Hey there and welcome to our video. Today we're discussing a topic that's more important than ever, the art of saying no. In today's fast-paced world, being able to set boundaries isn't just a helpful skill, it's essential for protecting your mental health, well-being, and even your productivity. If you've ever said yes when you really wanted to say no because you didn't want to disappoint someone, or because you feared missing out, you're definitely not alone. A lot of us struggle with this. But here's the thing. Saying no doesn't have to feel negative. It's actually a powerful way to take care of yourself and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. In this video, we're going to dive into why saying no is so crucial, how you can start setting boundaries with confidence, and what steps you can take to make it a part of your life. By the end, you'll feel ready to reclaim your time, focus on what really matters, and say no in a way that feels good, not guilt-inducing. Let's get started. 1. Boundaries and limits. So what exactly are boundaries? Think of them as invisible lines that define where you end and someone else begins. Boundaries can be emotional, physical, and even digital. Emotional boundaries. These protect your feelings and mental space. For instance, if a friend constantly unloads their problems on you and it leaves you feeling drained, setting a boundary might look like telling them you're not available to talk about certain topics all the time. Physical boundaries. This is about your personal space. Maybe you're someone who needs space to feel comfortable, and you've got to let others know when they're crossing that line. Digital boundaries. In today's world, digital boundaries are a big deal. It's about how you interact online, from setting limits on social media use, to managing when and how people contact you, like setting your phone to do not disturb after a certain time. Without these boundaries, you can start to feel overwhelmed and even burnt out. Have you ever had that one friend who asks for favors constantly, but never returns the gesture? Without boundaries, that kind of situation can lead to resentment. Setting clear limits can help protect your mental health and create healthier, more respectful relationships. 2. Why saying no is so hard. Why is it so hard to say no sometimes? Well, it often comes down to fear. We worry that saying no might upset people, make them think we're selfish, or even damage our relationships. A lot of this comes from wanting to be liked or accepted. Does that sound familiar? Another reason is FOMO, the fear of missing out. We think if we say no to something, we'll miss out on fun experiences, career opportunities, or connections. But constantly saying yes leads to overcommitment, which is a fast track to exhaustion. A big part of this is also guilt. We feel bad for turning down someone's request, especially if we've always been the person who says yes. Social pressure plays into this too. We often feel like we have to go along with what our friends, family, or coworkers expect from us. The first step to overcoming this? Recognizing these feelings. Once you understand why saying no is hard, it becomes easier to change your mindset and start prioritizing your own needs. 3. Practical ways to say no. The good news? Saying no doesn't have to be awkward or stressful. With a few simple strategies, you can start saying no with confidence. Here are some go-to phrases that are polite but firm. Thanks so much for thinking of me, but I'm unable to commit to that right now. I really appreciate the offer, but I have other priorities at the moment. These phrases are respectful and allow you to maintain your boundaries without coming across as rude. Another tip: practice saying no in low-pressure situations. Start with something small, like declining an invitation to a casual hangout, or saying no to a request for help that doesn't fit into your schedule. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And don't forget, how you say no matters too. Your body language and tone can make a big difference. Stand tall, make eye contact, and use a calm, steady voice. This shows confidence and helps get your message across clearly. 4. Dealing with guilt and fear. Even when you've said no, feelings of guilt and fear can sneak in, but there are ways to manage these emotions. One trick is to reframe your thinking. Instead of seeing no as a rejection, remind yourself that it's an act of self-care. Think of it this way: by saying no, you're protecting your time and energy for things that really matter to you. You can also practice self-compassion. Everyone has limits, and it's totally okay to prioritize your own needs. When someone reacts negatively to your boundary, stay calm. You can say, "I understand this might be disappointing, but this decision is what's best for me." Over time, people will learn to respect your boundaries, and you'll feel less guilty for putting yourself first. 5. Keeping your boundaries strong. Once you've set a boundary, the next challenge is maintaining it. It's important to stay consistent. When you stick to your boundaries, it reinforces that they matter, and people will be more likely to respect them. For example, if you've told a coworker you're not available after work hours, hold firm to that, even if they reach out. Clear communication is key. When you express your boundaries clearly, it leaves no room for misunderstandings. Let's say you need some downtime after work. You might say, "I won't be able to chat right after work, but I'm happy to catch up tomorrow." Life changes, and so can your boundaries. Regularly check in with yourself to make sure your boundaries still work for you. If not, it's okay to adjust them and communicate that to others. So that's it. We've covered why saying no is so important, how to set boundaries, and tips for making it all easier. Remember, setting boundaries is essential for your well-being, and it helps create more meaningful and respectful relationships. Practice saying no, stay consistent with your boundaries, and don't be afraid to adjust them when needed. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content on personal growth and self-care. And if you know someone who could use these tips, share this video with them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.